Hey everybody, I'm Don Carr and I'm here with Jared Scharff and we're talking about the Walrus Audio Kangra. Man, this was your design. This was your idea. Wow, so cool. Talk about it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a nice collaboration between me and my friends at Walrus Audio. Basically, I had a Kay Fuzz, the 60s orange filter fuzz thing,
Yeah, right.
and it's unusable in modern day live applications. So I was like trying to figure out how to get a clone of this one particular one that I had because it was like really used and old and it just had this magical sound.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were more fizzy. This one just was kind of perfect. So I've been trying to figure out how to get a clone of it made for years. And no one really could do it. Or like it seemed, I don't know, I didn't know why it seemed so challenging. And then a few years after that, I was having this hilarious conversation with my friend James Valentine from Maroon 5, and he had that song Animals, and I guess the intro was like this filter sweep, just playing like clean guitar.
Yeah, right.
You know, like,
right.
I don't even know what the chord progression was, but it was like. Like one of those like DJ, you know, low cut, high cut, EQ sweeps.
Slow filter sweep thing.
Yeah. And he was like, how do I get this sound? He's like, I can't use a wah pedal. It's not that sound. Like, how do I use a plug-in sound of a filter on a pedal? I was like, dude, I've been trying to figure this out for like the last few years also. And like, why isn't there a pedal like this? And so I kind of was like, I need to make this filter fuzz, but because it has the sweep, but I want to make it where you can sweep without the fuzz, like I just did, without sounding like a wah pedal.
Right.
No resonance.
Right.
So I've been working with the Walrus Audio guys for so long. I use their pedals like every day, every session, like multiple pedals all the time. Amazing.
Yeah.
And I was using the Fathom and the ARP, which has the two buttons on
right. Yeah,
the
the double switch, just that kind of
just like
configuration.
this.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I love these guys. They're amazing. Their pedals are amazing. And they have this box that has the two switches. I can do the fuzz and the fuzz, like the filter, like independent. So I pitched the idea to Colt and like he loved the idea. And that started a series of conversations and texts and this.
Yeah, and we arrive at this, which that's amazing, man. Just when I did some initial research on it, you know, looking at it, it's like, oh, okay. So the Kay Fuzz was cool, but it was so one function, you know? And this
Literally
is like,
one function.
Yeah, and you guys exploded the whole thing, man. You broke out every function, added more options. It's cool, man.
Thank
it
you.
Really is.
Yeah, like we were just chatting before, and it's like
Yeah.
you can't, the filter fuzz, you have an on-off switch that you have to turn on with your finger. You don't even have a foot switch.
Yeah.
And the pedal is small, so like you can't even get your whole foot to rock, and the sweep is basically like off or on.
Yeah.
There's no
Right.
sweep.
Sweep does not, it is not a sweep.
It's like
It's like a swoosh as
Yeah.
opposed to a sweep.
Exactly, it's a swoosh. It's like the swoosh. Boom.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Product placement.
yeah. Thank you, Nike. No. And yeah, so I don't know. It was just kind of like, I want to make sure I can get the filter fuzz because I personally hadn't really seen that out in the world, done in that way,
Right.
as the Kay filter fuzz. So where is like the sweeping Kay thing and like in a modern pedal friendly unit? Did not really see that.
Yeah.
And then I had to make sure, like I was like, I need the filter sweep, like no fuzz.
Yeah.
So those two things were crucial. So putting that in one pedal was like it was a game changer because now you have both things. So like we can do, for example, right? Let's just see, no envelope. Is that off? I can't tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, so we have just regular fuzz. Now the expression pedal's engaged. So here's like the classic filter fuzz. And I was like, awesome. That's our filter fuzz. We're using the vintage side, which to me plays like the actual the Kay.
Yeah,
filter
which
fuzz.
that's amazing. That's another thing about this is that it's your fuzz. You know what I mean? It's not just the Kay Fuzz, it's your Kay Fuzz.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Actually, hilariously, it's my brother-in-law's Kay Fuzz.
Oh, so it's a borrowed Kay Fuzz.
Yeah,
That's okay though.
it's a borrowed Kay Fuzz. That was the magic Kay Fuzz,
Yeah.
and I purchased one like a year or two later, but it didn't have the same magic as this one. So I sent it to Colt and the guys at Walrus, and it was gone. Like I remember, like my brother-in-law Joe Carnes. Thank you, Joe. He's the bass player for Fits in the Tantrums.
Oh, cool.
Very talented dude. And every like couple months, hey, like, can I get my my Kay Fuzz back? I'm like, oh, I'm still working on it. So he was very patient.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's like his thing, because I really wanted to make sure like it really had that organic, crunchy thing. Like there's just something about like you really get that ring mod
Yep.
with the volume down.
Yeah, lots of harmonics in there, man, for sure, man. Lots of overtones.
Yeah, so you get that, and then like they added this beautiful mid switch, and gave us like the option to have the modern and vintage. So that was a really cool addition.
Yeah.
Which is really useful because I personally like the vintage side because it has the same like playing feel like we just said, but the mid boost is cool because like when I'm on the show playing Saturday Night Live, the band has so much brightness. Like we have a whole horn section, loud cymbals, two piano, like an organ, and so there's like no sonic real estate.
Right. Yeah, you got to carve your niche out for sure sonically, man. And mids is where it's going to be for guitar.
Exactly. Like it doesn't matter how bright I am, like it does. Like it's not bright enough.
Yeah. Or low end. No matter how much low end you put in, it's like whatever.
Yeah, because we got James Genus, who's like a insane bass player with like a 5-string, and he literally takes up like the entire basement, and also has top with his. So it's like there's every frequency is being used. So this mid thing right here. So like here's without. Well, let's do the modern for a second. And then you got this guy. All those mids are coming in. Like you can probably hear. So yeah, so having that mid thing really gives you a whole different. You really hear it, it's like Meteor. It's like here you have the sound here, and then all of a sudden it's like right in the
right. And the nice thing is it's two completely different characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no matter what your usability is for it, I mean, just that one switch, and it's so dramatic.
Exactly. And then also what's cool is you bring it down to the volume thing and you get that ring mod.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. If somebody heard that on a recording or saw you playing live, they go, "What was that weird sound you were using on that one thing?" It was like, "Oh, it's my fuzz."
It's my ring mod.
No,
it's my
wait a
fuzz.
minute. Wait a minute.
Is it ring mod? Is it fuzz?
It's both.
Yeah, so anyway, that's you can do a lot with just fuzz and the fuzz options. And then really cool, not using the envelope is, or actually not even using the expression real quick. Just check this out. You can add in the filter. So let's take it from like pretty way down here. We'll go no mid boost, and we'll do vintage. All right, so let's start there and let's see
Okay.
what that does. All right, let's keep going up on the. So already, that's a tone you don't really get from just a standard fuzz pedal,
Right.
because you're using like a filter EQ thing after a fuzz. You can do that, sure, like if you have an EQ pedal on your board or in post or whatever, but like just to have right at your feet. So let's say we're playing, and like let's say the song is like a cool, like I need a really weird, cool like Queens of the Stone Age or just some weird fuzz thing. So filter on, and then let's say for the solo I want something brighter or to kick in like craziness.
Right.
We can go. And then you could also split the difference. I mean, you can keep going. You have all the different vibes.
Man, you can super dial in your EQ, and the fun thing about that is that it's foot switchable, so you can go from normal to wacky, or just use it to find the exact sound you're looking for. Wow.
I mean, if you're in the studio,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I know.
you have every range of tone, and besides fuzz, it's also like unique and interesting, and you're getting that because of the octave type of fuzz circuit. You're getting that spitty,
Super gnarly kind of, yeah.
I like when a fuzz kind of sounds like it's kind of exploding out of like a speaker's exploding.
Right, right.
And yeah, you definitely get that.
Yeah, you definitely get that. And then, of course, on the other side, you've got a filter.
Yeah.
And you can hook an expression pedal up to it, so it's different. Like you say, it's different than a wah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a wah because it doesn't have that resonant peak. You know, you're sweeping the whole range.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so just because we're doing fuzz, we'll just show you.
Let's do fuzz.
Show the.
Oh yeah, let's do fuzz.
Just to show the filter side with the fuzz. So like if we did the same thing. So fuzz with filter.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is the initial reason why this whole thing started. And then I think the ace up the sleeve is using the filter, no fuzz. So I do a lot of like pop guitar stuff and recording sessions, and it's nice to be able to have a filter sweepable with clean. So like for example, let's say. So you have this vocal thing now instead of.
I mean, it gives you like the motion that you would normally look for out of maybe modulation or modulated delay or a tremolo or something like that, but it's manual.
Yeah.
And it's filtering, and again, it's not wah, so it's not, it's just a different tone, man. It's killer.
And you can get closer to wah if you just start adding the resonance.
Right,
so
right.
it
Put
does
the peak
get
in it, yeah.
a little bit. So you got that, and then here's then another crazy feature. Add the envelope. Let's take this out for a second. So if you don't have the expression pedal, you can have the envelope, and it gives you basically like the same thing. So you can kind of have your little envelope side here.
Like an envelope follower kind of thing.
Exactly. But you can kind of get some cool Ottawa things. Right? So we have that, and then you can obviously keep going with the resonance. Right, and then you can also do, here's a fun little, can do Ottawa vibe with the expression, so you can kind of control your brightness.
Okay.
So then, so you're just like, so let's say you want to do something milkier, and then bring out to something brighter, right? It's like.
So it's like an Ottawa and a filter sweep at the same time. Man, okay, so.
It's like endless possibilities. Endless.
Yeah, the old SNL commercial. It's a floor wax. It's a dessert topping. New shimmer. No, anyway.
You get bread. You get bread. You get bread. Yeah.
No, it's wow. And you know, seriously though, I'm a big fan of pedals that do more than one thing, especially when they do it well. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like it would be one thing if like it did all these things and like it kind of just was like a multi effects, but really like the fuzz alone is a selling point for me.
Sure.
Like when I play the vintage mode, I truly like it brings me back to playing that Kay Fuzz.
Right, you feel at home on it, which is so important, man, with anything.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I don't need to bring the orange awkward Kay Fuzz pedal to sessions. I don't need to plug it in. I really I feel like I've always had lots of fuzz pedals, and I would still bring like the Kay Fuzz or bring like, you know, whatever like vintage fuzz stuff I had or was borrowing from a friend or whatever I had at the time or was at the studio.
Right.
And now I'm just like, honestly, like the Kay Fuzz is sitting like in the drawer like since I've gotten this. I've literally not brought it out.
Man, I hope your brother-in-law's not watching this because he's gonna ask for it back. You know.
No, he's glad but now he loves this, so he's like he has one of these too.
Oh, you're safe. Okay,
he's like,
good.
yeah, I want that. I mean, it's just you can't use that in a live setting, and so now it's like, you have fuzz, and you have your independent filter, and you have your envelope like Ottawa thing. If you want, you can also do the Ottawa with the fuzz. It's
all knobs, super intuitive, 2 switches. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like it's super easy to get around on. You can get so much so quickly.
Yeah, I think like I'm sure maybe like you, like I suffer from ADD as a guitar playing, crazy person slightly.
Yeah.
And so I actually can't handle effects with lots of like hidden parameters and hold this button down and do that, and it just doesn't work for me.
It's hard on the fly. It's hard in a session is where
It's
it's
just
really
confusing.
hard. It is because then you have to shift your brain and stop thinking about the creative part or the work part or the whatever, and then you go into this mode of like, oh yeah, okay, hold this button, hold that button, stand on one leg, and
Yeah,
face the Mystic East or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've never been able to do it well. It's just not the way my brain works. I like, give me an amp with like a few knobs, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, give me a pedal, a few knobs, I'm good. And the irony of this is like, this is probably in a non-multi effect, like hidden secret menu
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
This probably has the most amount of options like in a pedal I've played in years.
Yeah.
Or maybe if ever outside of a multi-effects.
Right.
Or like a digital programming thing, like
Yeah.
a Big Boy or something.
Yeah.
But because it's still just like 4 knobs and like this is just directly for that and it only does one thing and this does
Right.
one thing, like I understand it, I can get around it, I can do it quickly, and it makes sense to me, like it's easy.
Yeah, right. Well, and it fills a lot of gaps. I mean, that's the thing is there's a lot of stuff that this covers
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, like I love Ottawa like envelope filter, but not the high stuff. I like the more vowel like
Right.
which we did before, which
Sure.
is so great that
Yeah.
it does that. Because otherwise, like to me, it's unusable. Like the Ottawa like that
Yeah.
stuff is
Yeah.
like I hate that. This has like a beautiful milky thing that's what I want
Yeah.
in an envelope
Right.
thing. So I've been wanting to get one for SNL because like it would be so fun because we do a lot of funk stuff. It'd be
Sure.
like a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, right.
But I just haven't liked any like Ottawa pedals, and this came along, and I was like, oh my god! Like I didn't even like. I wasn't even thinking about this becoming that, and
Yeah.
it somehow it like morphed like by giving the user making sure they could have filter sweep without
Sure.
an expression pedal.
Sure.
By having that option, we've
Yeah.
now created this crazy Ottawa type effect, which I love.
Yeah.
So now I have that plus a fuzz for the show,
Right.
or just for anything, and it's like I always want fuzz pedals,
Yeah.
and I definitely wanted that for the show. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm just killing 2 birds with 1 stone right there. And then to me, this is like this side's the ultimate like pop thing too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you got fuzz, filter sweep, Ottawa, any combination, any setting, any range. Man.
And it's easy, and you
Yeah,
can just
that's-
like we just been talking and just going
Yeah.
through it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this, boom, 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 done.
Yeah, and then there you are.
Yeah.
Wow, super cool. Jared, thanks so much, man.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
It's
Awesome, man.
been
awesome.
fun to hang out with you, and
Yeah.
I loved your videos of the Kangra as well. and
Thanks, man.
It was
Thanks.
cool.
Thanks. Hey, if you have any questions about the Kangra or any other Walrus Audio product, make sure to contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or check us out online at sweetwater.com. Thanks again.